All right. They call this a cold open, Steve. We're doing it.
I think it's a good idea.
You know, we did it before. We should do it again. You're right. It is a good idea.
I'm listening to Trump on Squawk Box right now.
Oh.
And he was talking shit about Biden, something. He goes, and guess what? I'm president now.
Yeah, thanks.
So
all right, let's get this show on the road here. JC is going to swing by at one of these days, and we got Todd coming on in a half hour. Okay,
we could talk a little Coinbase, a little Galaxy. We had some crypto earnings. CRISPR got slammed. A couple biotechs got slammed on earnings. Vertex.
JC, you ready to dance?
Yeah, Palantir making moves.
And this, I have thoughts on that.
How about the three bearded men walk into a bar? Hey!
I mean, you know what's funny is it's in order of
magnitude.
Yeah, you're right. I like JC with the beard though. I prefer you bearded.
You look so dirty. Oh, you gonna shave? What are you gonna shave? I can't even look at you. You have so many white hairs.
Tell it's your beach beard. You know, it's your summer beard. You're
gonna get a tan and you're not gonna get any color where your hair is.
All right.
Don't complain.
Shall we dance?
Complain after. I told you.
Let's dance.
She's gonna watch the show one day and hear this.
That's not how I talk. I don't talk like that.
Okay.
It's not. So I got that wrong. He was talking about Brian Moynihan from Bank of America. The Bank of America was kissing my ass.
Did we was that live? Were we live?
That was all live.
Dude, so now you guys know. Now that when I make fun of my wife, she doesn't like it.
It's not nice. She has a lovely voice. Just so everybody knows, she sounds nothing like JC does, his impression of her.
I don't talk like that.
No.
Not really good. You're a troublemaker.
Dude, how about these analysts? Like, first of all, imagine being an analyst that works at a bank in 2025. That's real.
There aren't many left, are there? I mean, to be honest.
Somehow they're still there. They're still out in the wild. I see them. I see quotes. So let's see. So the latest, it's scary out there. So you got Deutsche Bank. Right. So imagine being a sell-side analyst at Deutsche Bank. That must really be something. And then also Morgan Stanley and Evercore ISI. All of them are trying to scare your parents into believing that there's a big correction. So that's the latest there.
I mean, the banks have to have analysts and economists because they have to be able to point their clients.
They have to have them.
They have to because they have to be able to point their clients somewhere. They have to say this is our house view. So they have to have at least one of each, economist, analyst.
We should make sure that we have like a GoFundMe account like ready to go. So like when these analysts finally lose their jobs, like we can get them back in because we need the data.
There is a baseline level
to exist.
There is a baseline level of job security because every firm has to have a house.
I hope you're right. I doubt it, but I hope you're right, Spencer. I'm rooting for you. Also the journalists, we need journalists employed. There's like 2 economists that still have jobs. We need more of those guys. You know, I mean, these are the best people to fade in the world. So we need them alive and well. You know, we got to feed them. You know, we got to make sure that they're like surviving. They're like kind of like endangered species, like at a zoo. You know what I'm saying? Like a camel, or like maybe like a buffalo, or perhaps like a cheetah, right? But just like a really slow cheetah.
You're saying
or
keep them locked in a cage somewhere?
Camel with 4 humps.
Is that what you want? You want to keep people locked in a cage and make them work? Is that what's going on?
If that's what it takes, then that's what we got to do.
Okay.
So speaking of which, JP Morgan upgrades EM currencies and local debt to overweight. Can people go out and buy them in the Wisdom Tree Fund so we don't lose that data? Jeremy was saying he doesn't know how much longer the CEW is going to be around, JC.
I know. He's been saying that for years, by the way.
That's true. I worry every time though.
I do too.
But you need
And,
JP Morgan.
that has proven to be fruitless.
But do you really need JP Morgan to come tell you that EM currencies are a buy right now at this point?
Are EM currencies a buy right now?
A lot of them look fantastic.
Can we talk about Palantir? Explain to us ignorant folks that don't care or understand this whole like what's the thing, like earnings and stuff like that. What's going on there?
Yeah, I think they broke $1 billion
they
for
did.
this quarter. Right?
Yeah, they dropped another hammer. I feel like this is probably the second or third quarter in a row they've just like dropped the hammer on
throw
Wall
up
Street.
throw up slide 2 there, please, Mr. Israel.
Oh, that's me.
They pulled too much of these gains forward, and I'm uncomfortable owning too much of this stock at current levels. I'm basically out of this thing.
I am in. I'm in. This is the gift that keeps on giving. This is part of that ARK trade for me. Record high short interest in ARK. Palantir just a poster child for that whole speculative growth.
They haven't had a big short interest in a while though.
PLTR specifically has not. But ARK is the highest ever, and this is part of that group, so it's part of the theme. The thematic squeeze that we're seeing. And by the way, we're still seeing it. I was just trolling a guy on the internet. Not really trolling, but just a funny haha, Let's see. He says, this particular, he was the one trolling, to be honest. So this guy says, ready for this? He says, "Will be funny." This was a tweet from yesterday from somebody named Ross Hendricks. I don't know what a Ross Hendricks is, but this particular gentleman, who I guess works for the big secret on Wall Street. Okay. He says, "Will be funny watching PLTR bulls try to understand why the stock trades in the red tomorrow after blowout earnings." Stock's up 7% today. So pretty hilarious.
What did he say though?
Wow.
What did he say?
It's early.
He sounds, I don't know this person. I don't know this gentleman personally. I'm sure he loves his kids, but he seems to be one of those that has not been participating in the long side, cannot, wrap his head around names like this, because in the CFA, they don't teach you how to value, these high growth companies. Things like Strazza says all the time. I'd love to hear your thoughts, and then we'll get into the state of the markets. But quickly, Strazza, these, you're a CPA. I mean, you're one of these accounting nerds, like hardcore from back in the day. And so you can really understand, people who are bad at math and haven't looked to see that valuations really have very little, forward-looking information. There's, it's all over the place. So, one of the reasons why I ignore it completely. But for the people that still think that valuations matter, and that is still something that one should consider when making investment decisions, somebody who knows better like yourself and is also formally trained in that, what are your thoughts? What do you recommend for myself and for other people out there listening?
You'll miss all of the best stocks.
It's a great point.
Of the stock market.
Exhibit A right here in Palantir, right?
If you think that way, you'll miss Amazon, you'll miss Google, you miss Tesla, and you're still missing it. Palantir, when I got in the beginning of this cycle, back in the teens, had a crazy valuation then. I don't even think they were profitable. This is first quarter of 23. And the valuation's even crazier now when they're making $1 billion a quarter, or revenues of $1 billion a quarter. So you're never going to be able to wrap your head around something like this. But it does get to a point, right, where growth isn't going to plateau anytime soon for this company. But the growth rate isn't going to keep growing. And as that happens, there's going to become a price that you don't want to pay more than. And the problem with Palantir now versus Palantir 2.5 years ago, when I was very excited about it, and we pounded the table back then, JC, and you remember, I said crazy things like this will be a future Mag 7 stock, and everybody laughed because it was basically a mid-cap then. And now it's well on its way. But the big difference between today and 2.5 years ago, when we were bullish, when the primary trend was reversing in Palantir, is that nobody was in it. Everyone hated it. There was a big short interest. People laughed at, a guy like Alex Karp. Palantir was like some Republican, what do you call it? conspiracy theory of a company. This was just a pure hot stock, not like
Republican.
no
Why?
profitable
Because of what's his
business.
face? Because of
Yeah,
Peter Thiel?
because of Peter Thiel. Right.
Peter Thiel, big bad man. Everybody hates him. Right.
I
So
really
the
liked his
sentiment-
book. What was the book? 0 to 1?
He is a weird. He is a really weird dude.
So strange.
Let's all
What's
agree
the
on
book?
that.
0 to
So
1?
strange.
Here we
Listen,
go.
he's a
0
brilliant-
to 1. I enjoyed this.
Yeah.
So
I
let
should
me
read it
finish.
again.
Here's the difference, JC. Everybody hated it back then. Everybody loves it today, and everyone's in. In fact, when I talk about selling it at 15x profits, people lose their freaking minds when I say I'm selling Palantir. We have completely loaded the boat from a sentiment standpoint from one direction to the other direction. And the way this works is you need incremental demand for the stock price to keep going higher. And at this point, for the people who do want to own Palantir, are interested in owning Palantir, they own it. Who out there today is like, ooh, I'm going to get into Palantir in the future? You're too late. You're way too late.
Throw up slides 3 and then 4, and then we'll get the state of the markets here. So this one, first of all, 0 to 1. This is the book by Peter Thiel. I really enjoyed it. I read it a few years ago. I should probably read it again. About startups. 0 to 1, like literally. From the start. Really, really enjoyed this one. And then recently, I read Alex Karp's book. I probably finished this book like maybe when we were in New Orleans. I finished the book. So that was when? May. So that was a few months ago. Go to the next one, Spencer. So this is the Technological Republic, Hard Power, Soft Belief, and the Future of the West by Alex Karp. Let me tell you something. This book is hilarious because all he does the entire time is talk about how they're changing the world and revolutionizing warfare and like literally making an impact on society. And then he shits on all the companies that are, selling out and making apps so that, food could be delivered to fat people and, so we could send, nude pics to one another with the other apps. Like he makes fun of like those founders that are just, creating, useless consumer goods and making a ton of money, by the way. And he says that, and, he brings it back to like, they're actually doing important things.
Yeah.
It's really funny. He can't help himself.
We need in society, we need more parking apps. There's not enough parking apps. I have 4 and I need at least 4 more on my phone. So more parking apps, please. Founders, get on it. Okay.
Armander says, I remember Palantir at 25. Shout out ASC. Glad you were here.
All right. All right.
Wavy says, I'm not believing the numbers. I would believe the numbers. I very much believe.
I don't believe the numbers either.
I might know some folks over there. I would believe the numbers.
I don't believe a damn thing any of these humans are saying.
Those numbers are real.
No, they're making it up, and I'm good with that. As long as they're making it up and my stock is going up, I'm good. In fact, I encourage it.
Listen, they're collecting on the revenue, right? So that's a quick way to know. Here's how you look up.
It's only my revenue that I'm interested in, though.
Let's talk about it. Here's how you figure out revenue recognition fraud, right? You look at the accounts receivable and you see if they're ballooning, and then you look to see if those sales get converted to cash and come in through op cash flow. If they do, then the revenue is probably legit. And in the case of Palantir, that's what's happening. So I don't think there's any funny business over there. Also, these guys are tight. And it's mostly the stuff you hear about Palantir from the folks who work there is people's minds being blown at how well they're doing. That's the stuff I hear. It is hard to believe. It's kind of like an NVIDIA story.
All this earnings and cash flow stuff is putting me to sleep. Can we talk about the state of the markets? Talk about something important. Let's talk about something important.
What would you say is a better book, Karp or Thiel?
It's a good question. Very different. Very different.
I'm not reading both of these crazy guys' books.
Read them and shut up. Go. All right, we got the Dow futures doing nothing this morning, 44,300. S&P's up 11 handles this morning. That's 63.68. NASDAQ 100 futures leading the way, up over 1/3%, pushing 100 points to the upside, 23,380 for the NASDAQ 100 futures. 30-year bond futures flat, just below 116 for the 30-year. Crude oil down 1.3%, 65.5. You got copper down 0.5%, 441. Gold flat this morning, 34 and change. Silver up 0.2%, 37.5. With the VIX down back towards 17 over in funny money land. You got Bitcoin at 114,000 even, down a G-note this morning. You got Ethereum down 88 points. That's 2.5% to the downside. 36.30 for the ETH. Over in Solana, 168, down 1%. Total crypto market cap. Mr. Spencer Israel, 3.69. 3.69. 69. If I were a sell-side analyst, like just for shits and giggles, I would just have price targets at 69, just like all the time. What's your price target? 69. Where do you think the S&P 500 is going? 6,900. You know, I would just, you know, like if that was my job, and at that point, what do you have to lose, right? Like, right? An analyst at a bank, you know, might as well have fun with it.
Let me finish the conversation we were just having. Professional investors are not in Palantir. Huge retail owner numbers. You couldn't be more wrong.
Yeah,
Professional investors have been there. They've been there since day one. That's how I know the company so well, because I used to work at the hedge funds that owned the company way early on, before retail was even allowed to own it, and they still have a ton of hedge fund ownership. BBAI is the next Palantir. John, you made me laugh.
Ooh, BBAI is the next Palantir. You heard it here first, folks.
Let's be careful. Now, I dropped my post in about BBAI.
Don't hedge.
BBAI is currently it's my second largest position in my trading account. However, I'm positive that it's not the next Palantir. People are believing that and saying that right now, which is why we like it. It's not true, though. Their CFO just walked and she didn't have another job. Okay, they're not the next Palantir. They probably have some real problems when this bull market ends. But for now, I think you can get in while the getting's good and ride that narrative that maybe they are the next Palantir. There is no next Palantir. There's no other Palantir. This took 25 years for Palantir to do. There's no next
like
one.
The next Michael Jordan. Everybody's like, oh, Harold Miner. This is the next Michael Jordan. Remember Harold Miner?
That was a deep cut.
What about Sebastian Telfair from Brooklyn? Represents BK.
To people who are just getting here, it seems like Palantir was an overnight success. They weren't. This was a company that just burnt a hell of a lot of cash year in and year out for over a decade getting here. So nobody can just pop in and be the next Palantir. You know, the data that these guys have and have mined over the years is insane. And that's why they have the moat that they have, and there is no other one. I don't know. I'm open to it. There's just not one.
All right, listen. We're making a lot of money. I hope they're lying to everybody, and this is a big scam. That would be fantastic. Let's move on.
BBAI or Palantir or both?
Well, I don't own any BBAI, so I don't give a shit. But the Palantir, I hope it's a huge scam, and we keep making a lot of money from it. It's fantastic. What stands out from this morning's futures?
You know, don't take advice from a guy whose username is AppleQ. As a general rule.
AppleQ?
Yeah. Yeah.
Huh?
Why? Because it's going to be like Apple's going to be like a religion?
No, Apple's going to be bankrupt. Was the way I interpret it. AppleQ.
Oh, like the ticker. Got it. Yeah. Okay.
AppleQ. You put a Q at the end. Get it?
Oh, so it's an Apple Perma Bear.
Right. So don't listen to anything that guy says.
No, this is a good point. Like when you see the handles and you see like it's like Tesla lover or like anything like that, like in either way, at that point, it's no longer a trade or an investment. It's a religion. Right. And then what's the difference between an investment thesis and a religion? To me, it's the ability to identify what the market would have to do to invalidate your thesis. So in other words, Steve Strazza could be super long Uber and love Dara and, you know, and have a man crush on the CEO. And it's such a great company. Let's just say hypothetically, all those things.
I do.
But Steve Strazza will also tell you in that scenario that if the stock breaks below these levels, all bets are off, because for Strazza, it's not a religion, it's an investment. I'm not just Uber, any stock. So if you could think gold is going higher, that's great. But what would the market have to do to invalidate that bullish thesis? If you cannot identify that, then it is no longer a trade or an investment. It is now a religion. And, you know, this is no good being part of a religion, you know.
You're right.
Keep your religion to, you know, religions, right? Don't turn a stock trade into a religion, right, Spencer?
Yeah, I mean, look, I wasn't around during like the .com bubble, so I don't know if this is like a relatively new phenomenon or not, but that's the thing that stuck with me the most during the whole meme stock thing is I can understand becoming a religious follower of like a person or of an ideology, but of a company, of a business, of a mall, video game
A
retailer,
cryptocurrency.
of a cryptocurrency, of a movie theater company, like that's
Okay.
that's going to be your religion, right?
A rock, maybe a yellow rock.
It makes
there's a lot of people
it
who
makes no sense to me whatsoever. I still don't
there are
understand
people
that.
who worship yellow rocks. Like there's a lot of people actually. And I used to be a gold bug back in the day. You guys know what gold bugs stands for? Do you guys know?
We've gone over this. I forget, but you've mentioned it.
Strazza, do you
Basket
know?
of unhedged gold stocks.
Out
Something
of
like
boy.
Yeah.
Basket of unhedged gold stocks. That's what gold bug stands for.
All
The bugs.
Let's play a game. JC, favorite CEO.
Speaking of religious,
Favorite
My
CEO.
favorite CEO?
Who's your favorite CEO? And you can't pick me. Who's
Like
your
a
favorite
publicly
CEO?
publicly traded company?
Yeah,
Vince
What?
McMahon?
a known
he's
CEO.
not
That's a good
CEO.
one.
He's not CEO anymore.
He
It's a
was
good one.
though.
He's
He
not
was
CEO
for a long
anymore?
time.
I didn't get the
Spence,
memo.
he was the guy running the show over there for a long time.
He was. Hearing
That's a good
Triple H,
That's a good one.
Triple H, he had the opportunity to go to WCW because WCW, they were cutting fat checks. But Triple H says that, it was the inmates running the asylum over there. There was nobody in charge. There was nobody in control. And at WWF, he had a longer term upside, even though they weren't cutting big checks like
He's
WCW
smart.
because there was somebody in charge. And by the way, we know companies like that, and these companies suck, and their CEOs are nowhere to be found. And the guy, quote unquote, running the companies on the other side of the world, and nobody even knows who they are, and like there's nobody in charge. So like the people that work at these companies, they wake up in the morning, they don't know what to do because there's nobody around that's in charge. So I can really understand what Triple H was saying there. Forget the big check, stick with the good company. You're going to make a lot more money over time. And those guys that took big checks, ultimately WCW got acquired by, WWF at the time, but that was real. And hearing Triple H say that, that was cool.
I mean, and the McMahons rewarded him for his loyalty in time. And they even had their daughter marry him.
Yeah. So who's my favorite CEO?
No, I like that. I like your pick. I like Vince.
He's not. I don't know the names of any of the other CEOs.
First of all, that would
is
be
Warren Buffett a CEO? Yeah, right.
Yeah,
but
not for long, but yes.
McMahon would be a good pick because he transformed the
What
business.
about Michael Saylor? He's a CEO, right?
Yeah, he sucks. No,
He
they fired
sucks?
him. They fired him as CEO. They took him out. He got fired last year.
I think he stepped down because there's not really much to do. Because
Well,
Michael Saylor, I love Michael Saylor's job. He says he wakes up in the morning, he goes to the gym, he gets back, he showers, and he spends the rest of his day convincing people to buy Bitcoin. Then he wakes up the next day and he does it again. He wakes up, he goes to the gym, he goes home, takes a shower, and then he spends the rest of his day convincing people to buy Bitcoin. And that's his life. So, like, that's cool. I mean, you don't think that's? I mean, I could probably do that.
Jamie Dimon.
After a while.
Hold on, I want to hear Spencer's pick too. Jamie Dimon's a terrible pick. By the way, terrible pick.
Is it? That's
Anthony
a pretty
Noto.
good one, I think.
Anthony Noto's a great pick. Anthony Noto's done.
Does it have to be a current CEO?
Like that.
Does it have to be a current CEO?
No, but don't pick me
Then I would say Jim Senegal, who's the founder and CEO, or was the CEO, but was also the founder of Costco.
Okay. And he's not there anymore, but he's the guy who built it.
Right.
It's a good one. That's a good one.
I like the current CEO of Costco, the guy that started out as a bag boy.
Ron Vakris.
That's a really cool story, man. That guy just was working for minimum wage back in the day, just a number, and then he just worked his way up over the years. Now he runs the whole goddamn company. That's so cool.
I should have mentioned.
Probably made a fortune too in those stock options over the years too.
I should have mentioned Kenny Glick as my favorite CEO.
They relaunched Enron. Some guy bought it and is trying to bring it back.
No, the whole thing was a joke. It was all a joke.
It happened during the craze, the IPO SPAC craze, 4 years ago.
No, it happened a year ago or 6 months ago. It was a joke. All right, whatever.
Speaking of scams, the MP Materials.
A great scam. It's a great scam.
It is one of my favorite scams. You know, it was a floor trader in the Chicago pits, bought Molly Corp for next to nothing. And now it is basically the only rare earth metal company in America. They have a complete monopoly.
Boss.
I mean, that's pretty cool. You want to talk about my favorite CEOs? That's a pretty gangster move that guy pulled right there.
No, it's great. Love to see it.
What's that guy's name?
Oh my God! Do you see this? Scottie Pippen tweeted about Solana. Tell him to drop into our spaces today.
No,
we haven't
I saw
seen
that.
Scotty
I reached out to him.
He didn't answer?
No. Remember he was in our spaces that one time and we're like, Scotty, come up. And I was like DMing him.
Yeah.
That was cool. Scotty Pippen
was a good one.
Scott is texting me. He's like, yo, is Scotty Pippen in our Twitter spaces right now? I'm like,
Love me some
DMing him right now, telling him to come in.
Okay, can I pick my favorite?
Go ahead,
guy?
and then I'm bringing Kenny out. Sure.
God, can it be my turn? Brian Armstrong. I mean, this guy.
Should have known
what he's been through. Your company's a zero. It's a scam. Crypto's uninvestable. And he just played the long game. He just played for the future. I mean, the leadership from Brian Armstrong through the FTX debacle, the crypto bear markets, just cycle in and cycle out, has been absolutely phenomenal. He deserves to be on the Mount Rushmore of CEOs for this decade. And look at them now. In the S&P 500, companies got 100 billion plus market cap, or recently just did.
Breaking news, President Trump to sign an executive order prohibiting banks from denying services to Bitcoin companies, according to the Wall Street Journal.
Okay.
To who? To what companies?
Bitcoin companies. You know, remember Choke Point 2.0?
You got to buy the QB. I think.
Hold on. So remember the Choke Point 2.0? They shut these companies down, Signature Bank and Silvergate. Yeah,
it was dirty.
So I was with a couple of guys the other day that worked at Signature, SBNY, and I was just shooting the shit and with one of them, and I was like, we talked about Brian Armstrong, and I'm like, he's the man, huh? And they're like, I'm like, really? You don't think he's the man? And then one of the guys was like, I think he's the man. He doesn't. I'm like, why doesn't he? He's like, well, he lost a lot more money than I did. And, you know, so one guy lost a couple $100,000 when that blew up because he hadn't worked there as long. The other guy lost $5 million. So the guy that lost $5 million in a week is still not too thrilled with Brian Armstrong. Also, I heard a story that, you know, Brian Armstrong is very like secretive, like in certain meetings, like he only wants like 2 people there or 3 people there. Like he doesn't want like a big group in the boardrooms. And they were mad at him about that. I don't think that's I wouldn't get mad.
I get it.
That's kind of gangster. I kind of like that.
The guy had a bullseye on his back and was trying to operate.
Yeah. I don't fault him for that, but I didn't lose $5 million in a week. So, you know, I don't have that bad taste in my mouth. We actually made a lot of money from all those things. So
he's not one of the guys they say is Satoshi though.
No, he's not one of the guys that say is Satoshi. No.
They say that about like the dumbest people, by the way. Like Jack Dorsey.
No.
There's a lot. There's a lot there though on the Jack Dorsey. Have you gone down that rabbit hole of the who is Satoshi?
Dude, there was a guy that I forget what his name is, but there was a guy that people are pretty convinced.
Jack Dorsey was making macchiatos at a coffee shop. Okay, before he was ever even working at Twitter.
All right. I'm bringing out Kenny. We're bringing out Todd.
All right, let's do it.
Jack Dorsey's on his.
It's been a long time coming. They ain't come from my club, they took it. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Hola. Yeah.
Kenny Glick in the house.
Who's my favorite CEO? Come on.
Who is it?
I'm sorry.
James Altucher?
No, the other guy. From Palantir. Let's go, Mr. Carp.
Okay.
Let's do this. I even got the white shirt on, man.
Oh, you're dressed as Carp. Got it.
Jeez.
I get it. Haha, that's funny.
Yeah, and by the way, clandestine. That's why you own Palantir. By the way, the government's going to take back Palantir inevitably. That's what's going to happen. Minimum $250 a share. I'm thinking $1,000 within 3 years as they get taken private by the United States government and they go super clandestine. The reason that we bought the stock IPO. What's up, my IPO Palantir people? What's up? Told you. So 150 gets you 180. And here we are. So I'm thinking 180 today and then 250 what? Next Friday? Why not? This is the greatest bull market ever. So let's just go.
Dude, so in the chat saying John McAfee, favorite CEO. Dude, I was in Cape May a few weeks ago and we were in one of those things with the horses go around in circles. What's that called? What's the thing? Ride for little kids.
Yes,
yeah.
A carousel.
Yeah, like one of those things. And I swear to God, I thought that the guy was John McAfee. He looked exactly like him, like exactly.
He
And
died.
And then I ran into a degen, like we just made friends with like another family, and I ran into a degen. And as soon as I realized he was a real degen, I was like, "Yo, tell me that guy doesn't look like McAfee." And he's like, "Wow." It wasn't him though.
One of my favorite CEOs, I forgot his name, but there was a company called Genesis Microchip. This is back in the day where we were going flat screen monitors, and they came up. They had a chip that was doing well because of all the LCD stuff that we were getting involved in. This dude came on CNBC with the worst wig, and he was pretending that there was his real hair. And I was thinking, if this guy's trying to pretend that that's his hair, I don't want to own this stock because no matter what he's saying, it's fugazi. Forget about it. I dumped the stock. They actually wound up going out of business.
What does forget about it mean?
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Sometimes,
It's fugazi. It's a woozy. It's a wazi.
Kenny Glick, there were people who actually believed that the stock market goes down. Can you imagine that? They actually believed last week for a second that the stock market goes down, and they were reminded yesterday, au contraire, mon frère.
Yeah, let me tell you something about the market now. So Friday, when the market saw its shadow, now we're good for another 18 months. So we get one down day. So I basically have been doing some hardcore math. One down day, now we get about 18 months of upside. So what we're going to do is you're going to look at Friday's lows on the QQQ. If they're above that price, don't sell. That's it. Welcome to the new bull market because it just started yesterday. So Friday's lows are the new generational lows for the QQQ. And again, we're just one more power gap away from going to 600 and then 750 and then 1,000. So listen, I'm staying with the program. I am not getting in the way of the freight train ever again.
What's on the move this morning?
I'm going to be looking at, my boy LiDAR is back today. So that was fun already.
Why do you call LiDAR your boy?
Because we crushed it. We got in at the lows, we sold it at the highs. And but one stock that's not feeling so hot this morning is NVTS. Speaking of LiDAR, NVTS woke up from the dead because NVIDIA mentioned them a while back. There's also a takeover rumor. I'm looking at this 20% haircut as a buying opportunity, but I want to see it washed out. You got a yearly VWAP at around 575. So let them bang these people out below 6. I'll be waiting for you, baby. NVTS under 6. I'm all about that. And with the Palantir, as much as I want to take profits, don't. Unless this thing's back below 170 today, I'm not even thinking about playing a fade. I think today will consolidate. Next thing you know, you're going to be at 180. I'm not getting out of Palantir. I'm never selling the stock. So I'm looking at, NVTS. And then, of course, you got, what was that? Another crazy one. AIP. Got about 8 million shares trading on it. And it's all right. I don't know what the story is on that one. But our friend SRAD reported earnings, and they were decent. They upped the guidance. So if we get a chance to buy some SRAD under 20, I'm hoping 28. If they could wash this thing out, I'm buying more. Still own the SRAD. So basically, my entire portfolio reported earnings today. So I own Palantir, NVTS, and SRAD. There's only 3 stocks I own right now. So I'm going to stay focused on that. And, of course, this LiDAR back in play.
All right, get in there in the room, guys. Hitthebid.com.
Out to 1,000, baby. Woo!
Someone's in a good mood.
Somebody is in a good mood.
Yeah.
Nick in the house. Rave reviews coming from Kenny's room. People are absolutely loving it. Go in there and trade with Kenny. Hitthebid.com.
It is a lifestyle, that's for sure.
It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. It's a mean reversion. It is so mean. It is some of the meanest of the reversions.
Definitely. Yeah. All right, let's bring on Todd Sohn. Cool.
I think
Steve?
Fan favorite, Mr. Todd Sohn.
Capiche?
Yo! Jay, we've been friends for a long time. Make the call.
I mean, this is pretty professional, guys.
Nice show you got going here.
Todd Sohn.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
What's up?
Todd.
Did you know that Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was the voice of the Shredder from Ninja Turtles?
No.
Fun fact.
Me either.
It's been from the cartoon or the movie?
Throw up slide 14,
Movie.
please, Spencer. Throw up slide 14. I figured Todd Sohn would appreciate this fun fact. I just learned it over the weekend. Didn't see it coming. Can you guys throw that up? There it is.
Oh, the cartoon.
Oh, the cartoon. Oh, I don't remember the cartoon much.
Over like
Wouldn't
100.
watch that.
You're too young for that. Todd Sohn is a young man. How old are you, Todd?
38.
You're 38.
Yeah.
You're just a baby.
Young guy.
Just a
Yeah.
baby.
I remember the movie, but he was not. He was
Cartoon,
not
bro.
the movie. I forget who the Shredder was in the movie. I think it was somebody famous.
That movie was too dark. You couldn't even see anything. Remember how dark that movie
Yeah,
was?
it
It was
was
all like
dark.
black. And if your
Yeah, it
TV
was.
wasn't like in the right setting, you couldn't see shit.
But I like the one where they go to the samurai, the sequel.
Bro, go back and watch the cartoons. You'll see Shredder and his Uncle Phil the whole time.
Okay, Todd. So we're playing a game today.
Wait, what does it have to do with this? Anything?
Nothing at all. There's no segue.
You're just a bro, and I figured you'd
fact.
appreciate this
I
fun
do,
fact as
I-
much as
I
I
do.
did.
I do. I was wondering how it fit into a larger presentation.
Oh, no, this has nothing to do with my global macro thesis.
Don't care. Todd, who is the best CEO? No, who's your
favorite? Who's your
CEO?
favorite?
Who's your
Bob
favorite CEO?
Bob Iger.
Nice.
Is he the
Nice.
Disney
Big-
guy?
Big Disney
Yeah.
guy. Yeah. Bob Iger was just a killer CEO.
Yeah?
So
All
good.
right. He's back,
Yeah.
though, right?
He is back. He had to come fix the ship that he accidentally
Dude,
got on.
Disney hitting new multi-year highs. See?
We're coming back. Coming back,
See?
folks.
CEO
No,
so
look,
nice. Had to hire
works
the man
both ways.
twice.
Just like the libs are getting owned in some stocks that are ripping in their face, the
yeah,
Republicans that overstayed their short welcome, right? Getting all upset that they were too woke, ripping in their face. So it goes both ways. We're not just picking on the angry libs. We pick on the Republicans too. It's all good.
He had to fix that. His book is very good too, by the way.
Is it?
It's a good book.
Dude,
Very
you're
good book.
such a Disney guy, bro.
You know, look,
it-
Rob Hood makes a great point here about the TMNT movie. It did take place in a sewer.
No wonder
That's
it's dark.
Yeah.
Probably fine.
By the way, so did the cartoon, and there were plenty of lights, in the cartoon. It was much easier to see. It's too dark.
Who others? Other CEOs?
Yeah, what
That's
do
a
you
good
got?
question. I don't know.
Sam Bankman-Fried,
Who? No. No.
Aubrey McClendon.
Yikes.
Well, he was part of the
Yikes.
heist, the Sonics heist, so I can't be a part of that. And
He
yeah,
was
no,
definitely one of my favorite CEOs. We made a lot of money back in the 2000s because of Aubrey McClendon. And Tom Ward. Shout out Tom Ward.
Jensen. I don't know. I don't know anything about him.
Ooh, yeah,
great.
Jensen Wang.
Yeah. Wang man.
Wong. Jensen Wong. Not named Jared.
I don't know. There's too many.
What about Steve Wynn? Isn't he kind of the man?
Oh yeah, yeah. Winner Takes All. Another good book.
He
I'm
retired,
staying
like,
at the
20
Wynn in a few months, actually.
Oh.
You're going to Vegas?
I'm going to Vegas. You want to come?
Why are you going to Vegas?
Because I'm speaking at a conference. I was invited by some nice folks who want me to present to their audience. If you can
I got
imagine that.
invited. I get invited too. Look, I have a no Vegas rule. It's not for me.
That's a stupid rule.
It's
That's
not.
one of the worst rules I've ever heard.
I don't get it. I don't
What
get
do
No
it.
Vegas?
Gonna do Vegas is not fun. It's not that fun.
When was the last time you were in Las Vegas?
10 years ago.
Dude,
Probably more.
Really?
Dude,
In a long time. I don't go.
you have
You-
listen.
you-
You have a lot more money now. You are
Sure.
much bougier now.
No.
You know you're friends with me.
I
You're
say
friends with
no
Joe
to Vegas
Fahmy.
regularly.
He
You need to go to Vegas. Come with me. JB's gonna be there. We're having a party. We're having a party for Joe Fahmy. It's Joe Fahmy's birthday.
Can we go to the Cirque du Soleil?
No, but we can go to the. It's not Cirque du Soleil.
Sphere.
It's
Sphere.
Absinthe.
Here.
Yeah.
Absinthe.
Now you gotta
Yeah,
go to
the Caesars. Is it still there? Is it still running?
The Michael Jackson
Crystal says
show.
Vegas kind of sucks now, to be honest. Dude, you guys,
It's lame, dude.
it's not lame. You guys are so
Oh,
full
lame.
of shit. You guys are just going to the wrong places and hanging out with the wrong people.
I'm with
Come
JC
hang out
on
with
this
us
one.
and you'll see Vegas for what it is.
I'm with
Fine.
JC on this one. You
Yeah.
guys are, you know what you're talking about.
Dude.
I don't need to be in a playground for adults to have fun in the city.
Oh my dude, you're such an old man. Dude, he is like the oldest young guy I know.
Look at this background he has now. This old man library.
Dude, it looks like he's putting 3 kids through college, you know?
Like, what is
Look at
this?
my all my
Oh,
books.
with his AARP card.
Globes.
An ad.
Todd Sohn, let me ask you this. Going into the weekend, I was told that, the bear market's here. The recession is here. You have analysts that works at banks in the year 2025 trying to scare your parents. Over at, you got the Deutsche Bank folks. You got the ISI Evergreen folks. You got the, there's another bank. What's the other bank that they were getting all scared? Oh, Morgan Stanley, very upset, really trying to scare your parents this morning.
ISI Evercore is really still like one of the highly respected shops, though, right, Todd?
Yes, of course. Yeah, I mean,
what would Chris Verone say about that, Todd?
I would say they're different.
They're just a competitor, and we strive to be our best.
Yes, yes. We are very respectful towards our competitors. I get it. Very political. I get it. All good. It's all good.
The Deutsche Bank stock, they don't want a recession because their stock is at a multi-year high.
Dude, the other day we were in a meeting, and I think it was like Alfonso with his with his Venezuelan accent, and we're talking about what's the best bank? He's like, Deutsche Bank is the best bank. I was like, I don't think anybody's ever said those words ever.
No,
never been said. He's the first one to ever say that.
He's the first one that ever say it. That's right. That's right. And it was just
he
didn't see, Todd. You know how funny that is, and me and Strazza know how funny that is. But Alfonso was just being honest. Like he didn't realize just how hilarious those words were.
We all
Deutsche
started
Bank
laughing.
is the best bank. Like,
it's at a 10-year high, amazingly. So
said no one ever.
Yeah, so you can't say recession and correction if that's the case. It just doesn't add up. And it's not just that one; it's the whole space too.
Totally.
Where are we in sentiment, Todd? Like where are we in this cycle? Coming off some extreme pessimism this spring, have we completely unwound, or there's still legs?
I think there's legs. I don't think sentiment is a problem. The survey data is
in the middle.
In the middle, it's noise. Yeah, of course, there's more calls than puts, but that's usually the case when it's a bull market.
The call ratio spiked on Thursday and came down on Friday.
Yeah, a little anxiety there, and then in terms of the flows, July was a good month for equity flows. Maybe there's some embracement now that we just had one of the best rallies in history. But I don't think it's enough to derail the case here. I think the two places that to me are a little bit more yellow light is crypto. A lot of money going to crypto funds, a lot of action on crypto. You guys were just talking about it.
Too much.
So here's my struggle: mass enthusiasm or mass adoption. I don't know. I think it's somewhere in between there. Right.
And then are you saying like some of the Ethereum stuff is now coming on?
Yeah,
right.
The flows to the ETFs are pretty hot. And then you have this whole thing with the administration, right? These are just little breadcrumbs there. Not enough to derail the charts yet. But that's one area where I would keep an eye on. And the other one is this power and AI infrastructure. There's a lot of money going to those and a lot of new ETF launches coming out on that theme. So just be mindful of that.
Is the money flowing into those stocks specifically or utilities funds?
Both. So utility funds.
They've gotten
and then infrastructure funds that have pretty significant utility exposure too.
Got it. What are some good ones? These infrastructure funds. I know a bunch of them popped up over the years, and some have gone away, right? But we have some options there.
Look at not even infrastructure. Look at UTES.
I like that.
Okay, this is a active utility ETF, right? That's pretty nichey.
No kidding.
But this thing is hot.
Wow, they're actively managing the most boring stocks in the world and just tremendous alpha. Look at this.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, I always mention power generation. That's a big theme for us here too. You can get power generation in our flagship fund, which is crushing it too. We're doing
shout out.
Shout out to Strategist Securities.
SAMT. That's where it's at. You get the power theme.
What do you have in there?
Todd, Billy bringing up a great point. Literally, it was my next question. So shout out to Billy Cunningham saying ARK had the biggest inflow day last week. Highest short interest ever in ARK. and now the flows are coming in. Are those shorts getting squeezed? Can you tell me what's happening there?
Here's okay. So I saw that an $800 million inflow on Friday. I believe that was some sort of rebalance trade because the money's all come back out the last 2 days.
Wow.
To my dismay, because I was like, oh, this is a great data point. We're back, right? And then if you look at the flows the last 2 days, Spencer says heartbeat trade. It's something along that line. 500 came out the day before, and then 300 came out last night. So it all reversed.
What's a heartbeat trade?
It's basically a tax play where you bring in new stocks and then you eliminate the stocks that have the low cost basis. So it's basically getting rid of stuff with low cost basis so you don't get any capital gains.
Dude, 32% short
Magic.
interest in the ARK right now. Highest ever in the history of Cathie Wood funds.
ARKW, that's the one I like.
Yep.
Forget it. ARKK is interesting. So what's interesting
Too
about the
much
ARK
Tesla
stuff though?
and
The ARK stuff is working without Tesla. I mean, Tesla's been dead money for a while. Yeah, this is a great trading opportunity.
The ARKX, you said?
W.
That's the space.
ARKW. So this is the next generation internet?
Yeah. This is like Unity software and Snowflake.
Look at the second, third, and fourth largest holdings. Robinhood, Bitcoin, and Roblox. I don't know, Jason, I don't know about your kids. Are they old enough for Roblox yet?
No, they are not. Thank God.
Oh, just wait.
I've been riding this one. No idea what it is.
Roblox is it's like currency in video games.
It's The Sims, but with fake currency and just taking money from your parents all day.
Like, you know how we make money on fake internet money? This is like even more fake internet money.
I was so addicted to The Sims. That game was so good.
Well, off the top of your head, what do you think the market cap of Roblox is?
30 billion.
I'd be like 50 now.
91.
$91 billion. Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
I thought I was pushing it with 30.
It's bigger than it's bigger than Apollo.
But here's
Apollo Global.
Here's
like
the lesson.
Super fake internet money for video games for little kids.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
When you see a base like this cycle, you buy it. This thing broke out right around $50 late last year, November of last year, clean retest. And since then, since taking out the breakout level, all those pivot highs from 22, 23, early 24, stock's up almost 200%.
It's
incredible.
Fake Sims money, man.
Love
and
it.
I'm going through right now with the kids, so
it's for the children. Adults don't play.
Yeah. No, I mean,
you could.
I don't, but
adults could play any video game they want.
There's probably some weird folks on there, but like my kids play it and my nieces play it and they love it. You gotta get Robux. That's the currency.
They get it like Christmas and stuff like that.
What's that?
They get it for like Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you graduated. Here's 50 Robux. Go dress.
Look, Harminder knows Roblox is popular with the perverts.
Yeah, yeah. I had to disable all of like the.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I had to do the parental restrictions on my kids.
What do you mean with the perverts?
You get some.
Just having fun.
You know, the candy guys on there.
All right, great.
But anyway, that's driving those ARK funds, by the way.
Hold on, Todd. Which one of these utilities do you guys have in your funds? You got the CEG, the Vistra.
CEG. We have in the related space OKLO, Oklo, SMR.
Yeah, love SMR. These are these new nuclears.
Yes, and then somewhat related Vertiv, GE Vernova, and I'm missing one here.
You own all of those in the fund?
Yeah,
That's
Constellation,
great.
yeah. And then you you also have some Rocket Labs and Robinhood. We got it all. We got it all in that fund.
Good for you, because literally the vast majority of the stocks you just named off have been real tough trades. Like just hard stocks to get into.
Yeah.
Because like the way they correct, it's just like high and tight, and then they keep going.
Yeah. What's interesting is the guys who run the fund, they'll have, and Talon Energy, by the way, that's another one.
Yeah, TLN.
They'll take these high beta names.
Yeah.
And then they also load the portfolio with cash-rich companies.
Yeah.
So like a JP Morgan or a Costco and an Altria.
Yeah.
So a little lower vol to help balance out the big vol, and it's worked out so far.
So you're anchoring in with some blue chips. cash
Exactly.
cow businesses, and then you're making some big spicy bets.
Exactly.
Just for that beta.
And it's working. It's working.
That's
You
right.
know, you check the charts.
Love it. Will they let you buy Disney?
It's not going to quite fit the business there.
Different objectives. Different
Different-
objectives.
I don't know
You
what
got-
theme it fits in.
Can we go to your chart? You brought a chart with a lot of lines and colors on them. It's very confusing to me.
Wow.
This is a lot, Todd. Are you sure this
Okay.
is okay?
I don't know about this green, Todd. What
Listen.
is this?
Yeah, the
So-
fluorescent green from like what is the Ninja Turtles Revenge of the Ooze or whatever? Like what is going on there, Todd?
just
I
knew
don't
you were
think that's okay. I think
knew
that
you were gonna
green
bring
is
up.
I think it's a non-starter.
Blame Bloomberg.
Who's having fun?
We just give Todd Sohn too much credit, too much love. We got to break some balls around here. This is unacceptable,
This
Todd.
is good feedback.
No, I
I
want to
mean,
talk about bonds though, because guys, I bought.
You let the man explain the chart. Nobody
This-
gives a shit
yeah,
about
yeah.
your fucking bonds.
This will relate to bonds.
All
So
right,
Good.
money markets get brought up a lot, right? As the dry powder, which I don't believe. 7 trillion in assets, and then folks like myself, whoever, will eventually compare it as a percent of the S&P 500, right? It's kind of a stress indicator or how much cash is actually out there. And that hasn't done anything, right? It's only 13%. That's extremely low. But if you compare it versus other asset classes, this is the whole point. Cash is extremely high relative to small caps and relative to bonds in general, right? So you're at 24% of the Russell 2000 and 24% of the broader bond aggregate. So cash is taking away assets, not from large caps, because large caps are still doing their thing, but from these other areas that haven't worked. I think that's the right way to look at this for what that's worth, rather than comparing cash to the best performing index on earth.
I agree.
Now, as it relates to bonds, I don't know.
Bonds are ripping, bro.
They're up. I don't have a great call.
New
Too
3-month
volatile.
highs yesterday.
Yeah, I would rather buy, if I'm going to buy bonds, I got to use options. I think options is the way to do it.
We're
Rather
long the
than going-
TLT calls.
Yeah, rather buy TLT calls, TLH calls. You could
What's
buy
TLH?
10 to 20 years rather than 20 years.
And then the IEF is 7 to 10.
Yeah. So it depends how much duration you want.
I didn't
Like,
know
you
there
wanna
was a 10 to 20. How about
yeah,
that?
it gets it's a little undercovered. For some reason, we always go ballistic on the duration. I don't know. I don't have a great edge there. But I do think it's interesting, the small cap part, though, is people are just allocating. I can get 4.2% on money markets with no volatility. Why am I wasting my time with small caps? Meanwhile, you have massive money pouring out of small caps.
Dude, you got short interest, new 52-week highs on the IWM. You got Russell 2000 futures, crazy short exposure
Yeah.
from the specs.
So
I like biotechs here. You know, I bought some.
biotechs are interesting. So I mean, listen, there's almost this. No one wants to buy small caps anymore, which is kind of interesting to me. It's just it's taking its time, but I think there's something there.
Are there any actively managed small cap funds that are worth buying? The
That's a great
for most-
question.
Yeah.
The problem for most people is that the Russell 2000 is a trash vehicle.
Listen, I like GSC.
What's that? That's a Goldman fund?
Yeah. I know the fellow who runs it. Smart guy.
Goldman Sachs small cap. Fine.
Really, really good guy.
I think you have to do something like this in the small cap arena.
Yeah,
No,
if you're an allocator and you're like, I need small cap exposure, I think you have to go active. And there's plenty of ways to do that now. Or what you're seeing is they go up. They're SMID caps now rather than just small.
There's SMID caps.
Yeah, strategies. They're not just small
Mids.
anymore.
I don't know any of these companies. You got, I know a few of them. You got Federal Signal Corporation, FSS. You got Piper Sandler Company. Shout out to our friends over at Piper, PIPR. You got
Kratos.
Badger Meter.
Honey Badger, man.
Private equity killed small cap, says Matthew Gamble. There's some truth to that.
Yeah, I would agree with that. So that's the I've had folks tell us like, oh, we just got rid of small caps and we just either have private equity or high yield.
Isn't there more small cap exposure in private equity than there is in the entire Russell 2000 combined?
Probably.
Yeah.
And
Todd, as somebody who is tracking these themes and the big developments and trends in the fund world, what's going on with these asset managers? They're really trying
Crushing it.
really hard to push these new PE
Oh,
funds.
the PE funds is no good. I don't like it.
You hear, yeah, you hear Larry Fink out here. Everybody needs a private equity sleeve. Like they they tell people what they need, and then they launch the products, and the people listen to them. What a
Yeah,
business to be
I
in,
don't
right?
love that. What I do like is KCE, that's the Cap Markets Fund, equal weighted. And then
Yes.
the other day, BlackRock, State Street, and Invesco, the 3 largest publicly traded ETF issuers, all traded to a new 1-year high together, which is very
Even
rare,
Invesco,
actually.
which
Even
is saying a
yeah,
lot.
yeah. So that's really rare. So that tells you things are working for the asset managers.
Yeah.
Forget, I mean, the PE names, they're trying to shove this down. I like the broad-based ones.
I think Invesco has like a massive short interest on it.
Well, they decided that they want to change the structure of the queues. This is real nerdy stuff, and that really gave the stock a pop.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah, because
That makes that big of a difference for their business.
They don't make any money on the queues, and so they're trying to, because of these marketing fees that are built into it.
Oh God!
And so they're going to try and restructure it from a UIT to an ETF, and they're going to be able to collect some of the fees on it.
So they really blew it. They screwed the pooch because they have the best, most popular vehicle out there, and they're not making money on it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they're going to try and change that. They got to do the proxy vote, which is going to be fun.
Somebody should be fired.
So I know the asset managers are good. European banks are still strong. Going back to JC's original question, like I get it. Maybe we could consolidate after a 3-month run of how much we up 30-something%. But
yeah,
hard pressed to get too worried. Discretionary still works really well. Home builders are back.
Homies. The homies are back.
And the drop in rates. Okay, yeah, you said 3-month high in rates or low in rates. Is that a concern, or is it just coming off the boil a little bit? Thus far, I think it's just coming off the boil before a panic. Any sort of like, oh, something's wrong. I don't see that yet.
I totally agree. I think the market is dying for rates to come down. I think you're seeing it from specific groups like home builders, like the regional banks, like the biotechs. And I think you could buy bonds here.
Todd, how do you feel about, as a technician like us, as somebody who tries to kind of eliminate the noise, how do you feel about, the White House and the current administration and sort of the, the power, whether power or not, officially or otherwise, to, force rates down, step into rare earth companies like what happened with MP Materials. Maybe you see some of that in the nuclear, like, do you consider any of these things, be like, one Trump tweet sends bonds ripping, one Trump tweet sends one of these utility stocks ripping. Like, number one, don't short those types of names because that can happen. Number two, should we be buying them? Like, how do you think about that sort of, Trump influence, if you will?
I don't have an edge. It's more like, okay, be prepared. And I would have to imagine,
right? It's awareness.
Yeah, you got to have awareness. Like, there's nothing you can do about that. Well, in terms of trying to play along with that, you just have to have the plan in place.
Like, you don't short those types of names that are vulnerable for that sort of thing, right?
Look at REMX. That thing has bottomed. I don't know if it's going to go back to $100, but that's another thing that's just ripped.
How come nobody ever talks about the REMX?
Because it was just, I mean, yeah. Shout out to Jan.
Is that a Jan? Oh, yeah, shout out to Jan.
It's a Jan fund.
Jan Van Eck, wine enthusiast.
This thing has been irrelevant for really its lifetime, and now it's all of a sudden in the news, and so it's coming back. I mean, the crazy part is
the largest holdings.
The largest holding is MP, 12%.
Wow.
You know what's crazy about this? So we're talking about these rares today.
Mm-hmm.
This fund is 15 years old.
Yeah, launched at the top.
Well, that too.
Shout out to Jan.
So I just think, it's credit to Jan. He's ahead of his game. He's ahead of the time.
Dude, he's the man. Jan Van Eck, he's a cool customer.
Their NLR nuclear fund, really good. $2 billion in that. So there's nothing you can do. You just have to have a plan. Don't short them. Be cognizant of it, but don't put all your eggs on. Oh, okay, here comes the tweet. stuff like that. And I have to imagine if something's coming, you'll see it developing in the charts first.
Todd, I got one more question for you. If you could throw up slide 2. Did you watch SummerSlam this weekend?
So
there's a new documentary out too.
I watched that. Unreal was great.
Is it good?
It's
awesome. On my list. I'm gonna check it.
Are you a big wrestling fan, Todd?
I enjoy it. And
you watched SummerSlam? You paid for the pay-per-view, or did you go?
I did. I looked at tickets. They were crazy expensive.
They were crazy. I was going to pay for it. I just couldn't find anybody to go with me.
Oh, we should have gone.
We should have
gone. That would have been awesome. Next time.
I know. I really wanted to go. It's right there in East Rutherford.
We could have went. We could have went to Raw
East
last
Rutherford,
night.
New Jersey. Lovely this time of year.
Raw was in the Barclays last night.
Raw was at Barclays last night?
We missed it.
Dude, I'm going to go see Nelly tomorrow.
What? I'm so jealous. Where?
Bethlehem has this thing called Music Fest every year.
So cool.
I'm gonna see Nelly tomorrow.
He's
out.
Awesome.
I'm a fan of this name, by the way. I think it's totally under the radar.
TKO?
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Are you just saying that because you're a nerdy wrestling fan?
Both.
Okay, fair.
I like
rare assets.
So hold on. So this owns WWE and it owns the UFC?
Yeah. So.
And what about the ECW? Is that still around now?
Guys, I don't like the UFC.
Remember the Dudley brothers? Or the Dudley boys? Remember those guys from ECW? Those guys are crazy.
They ate up ECW. They ate up all the promotions.
Oh, it's okay.
But,
all right.
But that's a good trend. Yeah, it's coming in right now. But WWE, UFC, those are good businesses. They draw people in. It's basically Disney, but for people our age.
Dude, my kids' heads explode when I explain to them that The Rock and Maui from Moana is the same guy, and he played football for the University of Miami.
Yeah.
Like when I explain that to my kids, like they don't believe me. I'm like, yeah.
Now that's a book that I have read.
Which book?
No, he wrote a book written by The Rock.
Dwayne Johnson.
That was definitely not a ghostwriter there at all.
No, that came out when we were in like middle school.
Good book. Yeah, I read it like 20 years ago for sure.
Todd Sohn, final question. Best performing sector of the 11 spider sectors from now to the end of the year. Go.
Discretionary.
What's number 2?
I like that. It's good, Todd.
Utes.
Wow, discretionary and Utes.
Yeah.
What's number 3?
Either financials or tech. I'm probably missing something here. I would love to.
No love for the industrials. Kind of making new all-time highs.
Yeah, it's getting tricky between 3 and 5, and then I want to do the salt thing with healthcare.
Got it. A little salt bay with the healthcare. All right, I see you, dog. I see you. Little biotech action. How you doing?
You know what I think deserves a sprinkle too? Nobody ever talks about real estate. Maybe
I've been looking at the real estate names actually. Funny you said that.
If you're making the bet rates are coming down, I think you want to own the hell out of real estate.
What? I was about to pull up SBAC, but it fell apart. Never mind.
No, we'll do a little deep dive on the real estate. We got Phil Pearlman hanging in, Mr. Todd Sohn. Unfortunately, you're not going to be in the city when we're going down to New York Stock Exchange in a couple of weeks.
I'll be in Colorado.
I didn't realize you got your master's at Fordham.
Yeah.
A city guy.
So you are officially Jesuit educated.
I'm a Jewish guy at a Jesuit school.
We had a couple of Jews at my high school.
Me too.
It's a good education. So like whatever.
Yeah, they're allowed.
Whatever.
And then when you're getting your master's, they're not like drowning you with religion, right?
I got my Especially because it wasn't even the Bronx campus; it was Upper West Side.
Yeah, no, it's by Lincoln Center, right?
Yeah. So it wasn't even like true. It was just the Gabelli school. That's it, Mario.
Dude, I was there recently. I spoke at Jay Woods' class, and dude, that place is sweet. That computer room with all the Bloomberg terminals.
Oh, in the Bronx, yeah.
No, not in the Bronx. The one by Lincoln Center.
Oh, they didn't have that when I was there.
Dude, it is nice, man.
Ooh. Maybe they did.
It is nice. I've tailgated with Gabelli at a BC game back in the day. He parties.
Todd must not have made it to that room.
I tried to avoid hanging out.
I figured he'd never leave.
Go to my 2-hour class and then go home.
Great. All right. Thanks a lot, Todd.
All right, Todd, you're the man.
See ya.
Love you.
Oops.
Todd Sohn, fan favorite.
Best.
All right. I'm just gonna bring Phil up here.
Bring him out.
Yeah, Phil, what's going on, man?
Girl dog.
Gabelli parties. I love that.
Dude, Gabelli parties.
Of
He's
course
a big
he does.
BC
Why
guy.
not? I get it. Why not? Dude, I love Todd.
Why don't you have a
Great to
bumper,
see him.
Phil? Why
What's
don't we have a
that?
bumper? Why don't we have a
We're
bumper?
working on it, Steve. Working on it.
I mean, God.
We need like a Phil Pearlman bumper where he's like jumping out of a birthday cake. You know
Yeah,
what I
that'd
mean?
be
Like
good.
flexing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Something like
That
that.
would be good.
Yeah, that would be good.
Okay.
He loves birthday cake. When
you,
Phil
Phil?
cheats, in his
Really?
diet, he eats cake.
I would not have guessed that.
I would not have guessed that either.
Yeah, listen, this
Fun
is
fact.
perfect for Spencer with a new kid. It's getting hot in here, by the way. It's getting a little hot in
Shout
here.
out
What you
Nelly.
did there. I see
Shout
you
out
said
Shout out.
that.
I heard you guys talking about Nelly. It's hilarious.
I love that Phil knows who Nelly is.
Nelly. So this is advice for Spencer. So here's the thing, Spencer. You want to eat clean. You're a parent now. You want to eat clean. You want to take great care of yourself, the whole thing.
Right.
The
Tell 'em.
one time a year that you can eat cake is your kid's birthday. You have
That's
a piece
fair.
of birthday
Not
cake
your
and you
own.
enjoy the cake.
Not your
No,
own.
your own. You don't have a birthday anymore, bro. You know what I mean? You age, but you don't have a birthday. It's your kids. And so when they have a birthday, they have a cake, you can have a piece of that cake. That's your, that's like the exception that proves the rule.
I don't really like cake
Rule.
though.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
not a
so-
big cake guy.
So once a month, cake. Got it.
I'll go crazy on some
Once a
carrot.
month. You got that. You got to have 12 kids, bro.
Right.
You're going to do that. You
No,
gotta have 12 kids.
I bought Spencer. I was going to save it as a surprise. I bought Spencer a present yesterday.
What?
Oh,
I did. I bought you a present
look at
yesterday.
his face.
I bought you a bear claw. You know what those are?
It's food.
Yeah,
it's-
I'm not
it's-
sure. I'm not sure I'm allowed to eat those. Like,
No.
Yeah,
First of all,
what do
you
you
don't eat it.
There's almonds on them.
It's a bear claw so that
Oh.
you can cut meat. So you spike it and then you cut the meat.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I know you're getting into cooking. This is a great gadget. The
Steve,
bear claws.
Part of like the baked good. That
Yeah, we went straight bakery.
No. This is a bear claw. It's like a plastic, it has 5
Oh.
claws. So you claw the meat and then you slice.
Thanks,
it's good
JC.
for making pulled pork too, right?
It's also good for making pulled pork because you get 2 claws and you just pull it. Yep.
Oh,
See, Phil
thanks.
knows.
All right.
All right, so I got something for you guys today. I got something. So I went up to Lake Placid. I was there for last 4 or 5 days, and great place to go, by the way. Great town, great hiking, great kayaking. You could do biking. Great for outdoors people. Great place to spend time with the family. Some nice restaurants, great barbecue. But here's the thing. So we went and we did the luge, right? We went to the Olympic place, and you can buy like luge lessons. And you go luging. And I was talking with a bona fide luger. Like I was like this real deal luge sledder. And we were talking about the psychology of the sport. And the thing is that the greatest luge sledder, and if you don't know what it is, this is like sledding. It's like bobsledding, skeleton, and luge.
Yeah, but the skeleton, you're going head first.
The
right.
skeleton, you like
No,
jump
thanks.
on and you fly. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
The luge is also crazy because you're on your back, and the only way you could steer is with your feet. We were doing it. It was out of hand, dude. We were doing it on the. They have like this road course in the summer for practice. They have training up there all year round. All the athletes are up. The winter athletes are up there all year round. Unbelievable. And anyway, though, so we were talking about the psychology of the sport, and I was talking with this luger. That's what they're called, lugers.
I've never heard that word before, but it's
I
so
never heard
fun.
that word
It's so
either, but
funny
I-
to me. She's
She's a loser. She was a loser. And you like there's no illusions. Like that was our big joke, the illusion joke. But anyway, the loser, she was saying, so people die doing this sport. Like it's like race car driving. Like you're going, by the time the course is generally about a mile long, and it takes you the world class less than a minute to get to the bottom. And by the time you're down towards the bottom, you're going 90 miles an hour, 100 miles, almost 100 miles an hour. And she was telling me that the greatest in the world, make peace with the potential to die before they go down. Like they're laying there and they're like in their head, they're like, I'm okay. If I die, I'm okay. I'm ready to die. I'm ready to go. And that frees them up to be able to be their best. So if they're not willing to die, they're all up in their head and they don't behave in the optimal way when they're going down the hill. They're not making the best decisions. And I was thinking about that in trading. It's just, in fact, any risky endeavor, whether it's entrepreneurship, trading, art, whatever, high wire walking, you have to be willing to fail and you have to come to terms with that prospect. You have to, in investing parlance, you would say you have to be able to realize the loss or the potential of loss. So realize is a great double entendre, right? Like realize the loss, but also reality realized. But anyway, it's the same. It's same in trading. You go into a trade, you have to have reality in your sights, and acknowledge that there's a fair chance you're going to lose, and you have to be willing to lose, and you have to be willing to realizing that loss. Critical component to successful market participation.
I love that.
Yeah.
Right?
Phil, it sounds like a dangerous activity, though.
Dude,
Oh
this
yeah.
skeleton
Wait,
is
tell us how it
crazy,
was.
man. They're
Tell
going
us how it
shit
was at
first.
least. Tell us how it was.
Dude, it was incredible. Like so what they did was, so you go in and it's like an hour thing. I did it with my whole family. My wife did it. It was crazy. And she she slowed down a little bit, but she was pretty good, like pretty awesome. But anyway, you go, they tell you about it. They tell you how to do it. Then you go like on a mini run. You do that twice. Then you go down to the second half of the course and you do a mini run down there. Then you go all the way up to the top and you do the full run. And the full run, once you're doing that, once you're like halfway down, 2/3 of the way down, you're flying. And you're just like, you have to either end. There was a small component because I'm not going to die. I'm not going that fast. I would have had like rug burns, But when you're down on that second half of the course, you're like thinking, okay, I have to do what they said to do, or I'm totally screwed. So you're like making the turns, even though you're thinking to yourself, holy shit, I'm flying down this hill. I could die.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
More dangerous than water aerobics, Rachel, for sure. A lot of fun. But anyway, though, this idea of being willing to lose, being willing to fail in order to succeed, I can't because, right now the market's really easy and people are taking risks and they don't understand the nature of the risk that they're actually involved with. And it's really a denial of reality. It's really like, we have this idea that trends will continue. Trends have a tendency to continue, but we have this idea that trends are going to continue forever. And hey, I buy Palantir now, it's going to be up another 1,000% in the next year, just like it was up 1,000% this past year. Well, let me tell you something. Things happen, and that is a risk that you're taking. That is not a foregone conclusion.
Learning to lose is a part of the process of winning. It's the required learning. You have to learn to lose before you can figure out how to win consistently.
I'm seeing that. I see that a lot in the market. I see that with people I work with that come to me and they're like, hey, I'm having problems. They're trading really well, and then they go on tilt. They have a bad loss. They have a lot. And just coming to terms with that loss, realizing the loss is super critical to not just being a winning trader once or twice, but consistently over time, because you're going to have that loss. You're going to get killed.
All right.
Guys, get this. Vape CEA Industries closes $500 million private placement to advance its Binance treasury strategy. Yeah. Common stock ticker will become BNC. So this is just the latest of the crypto treasury strategy capital raises, I guess.
Yeah, there's going to be more of it. It's the way it is.
So you can get levered exposure now in traditional markets if you trust these companies and how they're doing it to just about any of the largest cryptos. That's happened really fast. That's a new thing where what I'm saying is you technically have a micro strategy like option for all these other cryptos now also.
Mm-hmm.
A lot going on.
Not all the cryptos, but a few of them.
Most of them.
Dude,
the
like almost all of them. They're doing it with Tron coin. I mean, it's kind of crazy.
Well, the market will decide. If it works, great. If it doesn't, also
The
great.
market's already decided. This is the route we're going. They're going to keep doing this until the party ends.
That's true.
What's
All
wrong with
right.
that?
Nothing.
If the music's playing, dance, baby. Tell him, Pearlman.
That's right. I want to mention before we go, there is a link that is pinned to the top of the chat. Tonight, JC is going live with Herb Greenberg talking about some AI red flags. The link is in there. In Herb's words, if I could just read what he said. He said, "There has never been a better time in history to hunt for red flags thanks to AI. It is creating a whole industry basically of not just scams, but just companies that are vulnerable." So he's going to share one, I believe, right tonight. JC is going to share a company that is in the crosshairs, but
Herb's going to give you the next zero in AI. You heard.
I don't know.
Todd Sohn just talking about how these AI infrastructure energy plays are getting a little frothy. Herb's gonna give one out.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a zero, but it definitely Wall Street has not caught on.
Market zero, Smokey.
All right. Well, 7:00 tonight. The link is in the chat. It's pinned there, right there on our site. So check it out. Also want to mention that Sean's going live with What Are My Options today. That is at noon, and then Jeff Mack is going live today at 1:00. That's what we got going on the channel.
Awesome.
Love it.
That's what I got.
Sweet.
All right.
Thanks, everybody.
Go make some money. Be good.
YOLO responsibly.
Adios, guys.
Bye, Phil.
Have a great day.
Oh no, where's
responsibly YOLO.
I can't take no loss. I don't need no